Good morning, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and I misspoke. It is actually 12:25. It's afternoon. But I usually make these in the morning, but this is my day off. So I had other things to tend to. But now we're going to talk a little bit about how the GOP managed to get control of the House, because it wasn't through performance necessarily, okay? There's this thing called gerrymandering. And the Republican Party, and I've been saying this, and I'm not the only person that says this, cannot win a legitimate election. They can't win a legitimate election because they don't govern. They don't have any plans. They don't have any policies. They don't have any legislation that actually benefits the American people. You know, in the run-up to this whole midterm, all they could talk about was inflation, the economy, the gas prices. Joe Biden did this. This is your life under Joe Biden. Food is now X amount of dollars, blah, 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 blah. They talked about all this stuff as though these were issues that genuinely concerned them because they had such concern for the American people. Well, you know, now that they have the majority, their very first two things is to remove people from committees that, you know, people who are Democrats from committees that they're on. You know, Ilhan Omar being one, calling her an anti-Semite. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to actually be kidding me with the people they actually embrace on the right who are anti-Semites, including Kanye West and including, believe it or not, Donald Trump. Spare me, okay? Just plain fucking spare me. Has Ilhan Omar spoken out about what they do in Gaza, about what Israel has done in Gaza? You know what? She has, and so have I. But I'm not an anti-Semite, okay? Sorry. You know, you can criticize without being an anti-Semite. I'm not criticizing Jewish people. I'm criticizing policies by the state of Israel that oppress people, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But let's talk about how they won. Oh, the other thing that they're going to spend their time doing is investigating Hunter Biden. And we all know that all they really want to do is tie it to Joe Biden because they're looking forward to 2024, which is exactly my point with this video. So pay attention here. In Florida, they managed to pick up 4 seats, and they did this by redistricting, gerrymandering. So the Florida legislature, which is overwhelmingly Republican, redistricted, and they gave it to Ron DeSantis to sign. He then vetoed it. And he went in and he strong-armed his own legislature to allow him to do it by himself. When he did that, a voting rights group in Florida sued him and took it to the state court. And a state judge called it racist gerrymandering. DeSantis then appealed it to the state Supreme Court, which has been stacked by his cronies, and they approved it just before the midterms. They managed to pick up 4 seats on that gerrymandering. In the state of Tennessee, the Republican Party literally broke up Nashville's Black community into multiple House districts, which served to dilute their voting power. It also managed to eliminate a Democratic seat. On this gerrymandering alone, they picked up 5 seats. In Ohio, a panel of federal judges referred to the congressional map drawn by Republicans as partisan gerrymandering. They used the illegal map nonetheless during the midterms. So it makes you wonder why you even take it to court. The judge rules they can't use it. They go ahead and use it anyway, and people just shrug. Oh, yeah, what the fuck? Why bother? They picked up 6 seats on that gerrymandering. And then in Alabama, Georgia, and Louisiana, every one of those states violated the Voting Rights Act. They violated the Voting Rights Act with racist gerrymanders that denied voters 3 additional Black majority seats, 1 in each of the 3 states. And again, at Alabama, Georgia, and Louisiana, the Deep South. They picked up 9 seats there. They didn't pick up these seats by the Democrats underperforming. In fact, the Democrats overperformed in these midterms, even without us being here in this slot with MAGA still all over the place and with our democracy still in peril. Had that never been the case here, had it been a normal midterm, and had they not gerrymandered, we might be in control of the House and the Senate right now. The Republicans' policies are unpopular even when they do have them. They don't talk about anything that actually affects the American people. They spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This is why there are two bills that have already passed the House as it is right now. We are still in control until January 1st. They have no power right now. The two bills that we're talking about are the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act and the For the People Act. Those were buried in the Senate by Mitch McConnell in the filibuster. They have already passed this House. You know what? They're not going to spend their time governing because they're not interested in governing. The GOP is not interested in what the American people need and want. They're not interested in improving the lives of the American people. Okay? What is Kevin McCarthy doing? He's going to take a trip to the fucking border so he can spread some more fear about Mexican people and immigrants. This is what they do. They don't actually govern. Have they come up with a plan for immigration that we can all sit down and talk about and agree on? No, they actually haven't. They haven't. They've just spread hate and xenophobia. That's what they do best. These bills have already passed the House. Let us push these through the Senate. We need Raphael Warnock on December 6th for sure. But right now, let's see what we can do here. You know, let's not sit around and twiddle our thumbs and worry about Hunter Biden, okay? They tried this before. They investigated all of this prior to the election in 2020. The report was released in September of 2020, stating that there was nothing there. This is just a rehash of old bullshit because they've got nothing else. They're losers. In simple terms, they are losers. Every last one of them. What they will do for the next 2 years while they have the House is just shit talk and stall. The time is now to try to push these two bills through the Senate. They don't have to be revoted on by the House. Without trying that and waiting until January, they're going to have to be revoted on by a new House, and that ain't going to happen. Get on the phone now, call your senators, and tell them you want them to push these bills through. Listen to me. The Republicans control the people by fear. They control the people by creating false narratives. This is not the time to sit back and wait. This is the time now to start pushing for 2024. This is exactly what they're doing. They're getting their ducks in a row for 2024. But in the meantime, while they don't have any power, they're continuing with their usual bullshit. Catch them off guard. Let's get it done. Come on, folks. You know what? It isn't just about the politicians being self-starters and taking the initiative. It's about you being active citizens. And it's not just about turning out to vote. Although, you know what? We could really solve a lot of these problems if the majority of Democrats voted. We may never have to worry about these people anymore. Get on the phone now. Not only does it, there is also an anti-gerrymandering bill. Not only does this bill help the people, but it expands voting rights. And this is exactly what we need in America, making voting more equitable for everybody. Get on it, folks. Let's get this done. And I will talk to you all later.